Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is May 15th of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage an escalating series of terror events surrounding the Unite the Kingdom rally in London, England on the date of Saturday, May 16th of 2026, specifically to burn London to the ground, spawn a second global biological pandemic, and or trigger World War III. So according to the latest reports, Tommy Robinson, who is a far-right activist, I believe that he is and this is without proof, just based off his actions and based off the press that he's getting. I believe he is an agent of the British government, and his job is to basically be a Judas goat, if you will, to lead thousands, tens of thousands, possibly millions of young Brits that are frustrated with the unprecedented immigration, the mosques being built across the UK, and the draconian hate speech laws and anti-free speech laws in the UK, and then they're going to stage attacks either by them or against them, basically to achieve one or more of the aforementioned goals. So, according to reports, Tommy Robinson is leading a far-right rally in London, England, on the date of May 16th, that is going to be focused on national unity, free speech, and Christian values. So to translate this, that means that they're going to stage anti-immigrant, anti-white, or anti-minority attacks. They're going to feature hate speech, likely targeting Jews, and they are going to be participating in anti-Muslim rhetoric. Never mind that on May 14th of 2026, the celebrations of Israel, there was thousands of Israelis protesting or marching in the street to celebrate the 78th anniversary of the creation of the apartheid and genocidal state of Israel, and they were all saying death to Muslims. That doesn't get any press coverage, but when it's going to be white people doing it, and this is going to happen tomorrow on Saturday, there's going to be millions, possibly, of people in the street. They're going to be flying the King George's Cross, which is the white British flag with the red cross, which they've now deemed a hate symbol. So it's going to get ugly, and they're going to have the CIA is going to infiltrate this rally, and I believe that it's led by an infiltrator. We just learned a few months ago that the entire one of the worst persons in the IRA, the Irish Republican Army, was in fact a secret agent for the SAS, the British Special Services. So I believe that this is going to be a bad to worse day for London and the world. So exactly what they're going to do is not known, but the following scenarios are expected. Some sort of an apocalyptic earthquake targeting London, England. That will likely be the last resort if they fail to execute any of the aforementioned events. But there was just a car bombing in Ireland, and they're calling this the new IRA, so some sort of IRA offensive, possibly featuring car bombings. They also created a new terror group in London called Palestine Action. These are Zionists that are basically are trying to because there's a large movement contingency in the UK against what's going on in Palestine, the genocide of Palestine. So they created a group called Palestine Action, and that means that Palestinians are going to be involved in actions, and these are terror actions, and it's called PA, or Palestine Action. So terror attacks by Palestine Action are expected, possibly suicide bombing in nature, possibly CBRN, chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear in nature, targeting the U.S. Embassy and or the Israeli Embassy. There's also the high probability that the CIA will stage Russian-backed ISIS-related attacks, possibly targeting the aforementioned embassies or Westminster Palace. As mentioned, neo-Nazi-related attacks. They'll probably say that the neo-Nazis from Germany came and infiltrated the march, when in reality these are going to be British special forces that are going to commit the attacks. The London Underground will likely be targeted, possibly a weaponized biological contagion or chemical attack. Westminster Palace, possibly targeted by Russian-backed ISIS troops. And if all else fails, they plan to burn London to the ground. They'll likely have an anonymous Guy Fawkes type march in the evening, and then they're going to torch the city, likely via a directed energy weapon. What I want to say also is that if in fact they do stage anti-Islamic attacks, so we could see a scenario where Israeli special forces go in and start lynching black people, start burning crosses, start lighting asylum centers and mosques on fire. This is what they do. It's all in the protocols of the Elders of Zion. This is how they operate. So that's expected. And this is going to dovetail the terror in London with London on fire is going to dovetail into the massive MMA fight, which is scheduled to take place at the Inuit Dome in Los Angeles, which is Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey and Francis Ngannou and a bunch of other MMA stars, Nate Diaz, that is going to take place on the evening of May 16th in the United States. So they apparently plan to start early in London, and then the terror, all eyes are going to be on London for this event, and when shit starts to hit the fan, and then they're going to stage some sort of mass attack during the live broadcast of the aforementioned MVP MMA 1 card with Carano, Rousey, Diaz, and Ngannou. So that's what I believe is going to happen, and I believe it's going to start in London. So this could be a right-wing attacks, it could be left-wing attacks, it could be Russian attacks, it could be even Chinese. They might even stage a full-scale Chinese special forces-based attack. They built a number of massive skyscrapers in London. We have the iconic buildings there. We have the Westminster Palace. We have Buckingham Palace outside of London. We have what they call the Shard, which is this massive phallic-like symbol building, skyscraper. And there's been a number of fires in London targeting skyscrapers over the last couple of years. There's also the realistic possibility that they claim that Russia fired a nuke into London, or that Al-Qaeda or ISIS flew a plane into London with a nuclear bomb. So could get really ugly really fast. They even made a movie about it. I forget the actor's name. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's called I think it's called London Has Fallen, if I'm not mistaken, and it's about the entire massive terrorism in London, with the London Bridge falling down and Big Ben falling over. Or they may resort to a 7/7 style attack where they basically target mass transit related entities, possibly targeting Heathrow International Airport or London City Airport or the one or more of the other 5 airports that are in London. So this is going to be a very dark day for London and for the UK. And based off the rhetoric in the propaganda that's been in the press today, May 15th, is that Keir Starmer is basically, they're trying to force him to resign, and so they're getting ready to move into a different leadership position. I don't know who they're going to bring onto the stage, but they're basically all the media outlets around the world, including Russian news, were talking all sorts of shit about Keir Starmer today, which suggests that he's going to take the fall for this attack, whatever it may be. We also have to remember that the mayor of London is Sadiq Khan, a Pakistani. How did the Pakistani become the mayor of London? Because they plan on staging Pakistani terror attacks in London. That's just a fact, and they've tried multiple times. So there's a realistic possibility that they will fire a Chinese Long March missile with a Pakistani nuclear warhead into London. They tried this in respect to Israel, Miami, and New York City already, so they may try to do that with London on the date of May 16th. But regardless, whatever happens tomorrow on Saturday, May 16th, it's being planned by Switzerland and orchestrated by her Israeli Mossad. So the Israeli Mossad is the CIA. That's just the Israeli faction, which does all the dirty work. And so some sort of London 7/7 type bombing, 9/11 event. There's also the realistic possibility that they fly, allegedly, that Russia bombs this march with biological, chemical, radiological, or nuclear weapons. So we could envision a scenario where there's millions of people in the street, and then suddenly all these bombers come in and just drop shitloads of biological weapons, choking agents, nerve agents, blood agents onto the people. Then you're going to have a mass panic, a stampede, and potentially thousands of people are going to be killed instantly, and possibly millions in total. So it could get really ugly. This is all out of Switzerland. We have to remember that. And this is the Israeli terror operation, which is the State of Israel. That is why the State of Israel is formed in the shape of a dagger, because the Switzerland uses the State of Israel and her Navy, her Air Force, her Mossad, and her IDF to stab other nations in the back. That's what it's all about, and that's why that's where we get the term Shiv or Shiva, and that is why there is a Shiva statue located outside of CERN, CIA headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. So that's what's on tap for May 16th, and like I said, that's going to be the appetizer for what's going to transpire during the MMA fight, which I'm going to detail in another video. But this is basically what they're planning on doing, and I believe that Tommy Robinson, I don't want to say for sure, because there's a possibility, of course, that he is in fact a genuinely concerned citizen of the UK who has dedicated his life. But the fact that they jailed him to give him street credibility, and the fact that he's being platformed by all of the major talk show hosts and podcasts, if you're really if you're not controlled opposition, they do not give you a platform, and I speak from first-hand experience. So obviously, if this happens, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.